Hello, everybody, and welcome in to what we are calling the Corona Cast. Dun, dun, dun.
That's great. It starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes and airplanes. Lenny Bruce is not afraid. I have a hurricane. Listen to yourself, Jeremy. Words, concern, needs to serve your own needs. Speed it up and not speed. Grunt, no strength. Ladder with the touch, collider with the feet, the height, down, height. Wire and a fire represent 7 games in a government for hire in a combat site. Left ear wasn't coming in hurry with the fury springing down your deck. We did it.
That was impressive.
What the hell
Not
just
gonna
happened?
+1 to Jason on whatever we're tracking.
Okay, that had to have been a
weekend.
Nirvana reference or whatever that band is,
What?
right? Pearl Jam?
Yeah, it's a Nirvana song. That's me.
What's the name of the, it's the end of the world, right? That's what you were
Yeah.
doing? Who
Yes.
sings that?
It's
That's not Nirvana.
Whatever, dude. It's that period of music. Who sings it?
REM.
REM, that's right.
REM was like mid-'80s.
Yeah, do you want to know my
Nirvana
only...
was like early 90s.
I have like exactly 2 ways that I've ever learned about REM. I'm aware of the song "Losing My Religion." Okay, I like
Everyone's
that.
aware of that song.
I like
It
that
fucking
song, right?
slaps.
Good song. I also, when Ben was pretty little, we watched a lot of Sesame Street, but Disney Plus didn't exist yet, and we didn't have it on HBO. So like our cartoon options were fairly limited. So we would show him Sesame Street on YouTube. And one of those episodes was REM doing Shiny People. What's the name of that song?
Shiny
Right?
Happy People.
Yeah, but like it was Shiny Happy Monsters, and it was a Sesame Street parody. But it's a full like 3 minutes with the band in there singing. It was very. It was very. Anyways, that's how I know REM.
You mean Nirvana?
Yeah. I got the time period of music right. Anyways, everybody, welcome into Brainstorm Brewery. Sponsored as always by Channel Fireball. A great place to go when you're quarantined at home like the rest of us. So
You can search for their cards online and have them sent to you in the mail. You can maintain your social distancing while you buy cards that you can use to play EDH with people over Skype. Because that's what we're reduced to these days.
it is 3/16, March 16th, year of our Lord 2020, as we record this podcast. And my wife and I are on day 2 of
Corbin,
quarantine with a
by that-
3-year-old.
Corbin, by the end of this week, people aren't going to be using the 2020 date system anymore.
We're
We're going to be like scratching notches into cave walls.
Yeah.
and-
Well, like I said, we're recording this on Monday, as we always do. The podcast will come out on Thursday or Friday.
There's like BC, there's AD, and then there's PC, which is post-corona.
As it stands now, Corona has shut down everything in the country, most things in the world, certainly every event I was going to get paid for. So that sucks.
No, what sucks is my wife is allowed to work remotely, so I have to spend time with her.
Yeah, this
Nice boomer
this
meme.
thing. Yeah, that is quite the meme.
Me hate wife, boomer meme.
Yeah, my wife and I could get along fine with each other, but we might kill each other trying to make it through 3 weeks of a 3-year-old in the house. So it is a struggle. She's just off work. They canceled her work for the next week.
Have you tried doing a better job raising him so he doesn't suck?
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Here's a tweet that I found that I think sums this up. Can't handle any more photos of people in self-lockdown who don't have kids. I would also be in bed sipping the crab bisque I just made while chortling my way through season 9 of Cheers if I wasn't desperately trying to convince a screaming toddler that a couch fort is still fun. And you know what? That basically sums it up. So shout out to all the parents out there who are getting locked down. Obligatory disclaimer. You should all listen to the health experts. It's not a hoax. You might get
My
sick.
dad has my kids right now. It's been glorious.
Must be nice. Wouldn't
Nobody
it be nice
who's
if they
listening
got...
to this podcast thinks that it's a hoax.
You never know, man. Half the audience.
All of our audience are geniuses who bought out hand sanitizer and toilet paper.
I did read
And they're reselling it on Amazon and getting their account shut down.
Yeah, I read a profile of a guy who had 17,000 bottles of hand sanitizer.
Yeah, we were talking about that while you weren't casting here.
All right, there you go. How dare me show up at the time we agreed on. 17,000 bottles of hand sanitizer. Look, I won't lie. On what level you have to respect the hustle? The guy drove like three states to buy everything out. Like
that guy's selling to like Susans and Karens who are willing to spend $800 on 7 face masks, and he's eating the rich in a different way. That's fine.
I believe
you read the headline, and the headline's like, "What an asshole!" But then you start reading the article, and he's like, "I put a box of N95 masks up for $120, and it sold instantly." And you're like, "Oh, everyone else is an asshole." So like,
I don't know, man. If this was Magic Finance, we would say, "Yeah, he's kind of an asshole," but someone was going to do it. You may as well be you. Right?
But like,
that's literally what we say when people buy our
cards. There's only scarcity because this is exactly MTG Finance.
Yeah.
Because there's scarcity because every fucking Karen that ran on Facebook you're supposed to buy toilet paper went to Costco and filled their cart. And then they're like, oh, all the toilet paper sold out. And then you see this guy with 17,000 bottles Purell and you're like, oh, it's his fault. But like, no snowflake thinks they're responsible for the avalanche. It's just the same thing that happens when a card does well, and I bought 20 copies of it 2 weeks ago, and then every player on Earth buys 4 copies, and then I'm trying to sell 20 a TCG player, and I'm the prick? Like, I don't know. This guy sucks, and I'm glad that he got stuck with 17,000 bottles of hand sanitizer, and Amazon shut his account down, and, like, he's sad. I think that's really funny.
Yeah,
but, it is pretty funny.
I also think it's funny that...
donated to a church, too.
No one buys 17,000 bottles of hand sanitizer if they can't afford to. If they can't afford to. No one's like, all right, honey, I've got a genius idea. All I have to do is put our mortgage payment on the line here, but we'll get rich. I promise. It's hand sanitizer. No, like that dude had the money to go blow on it. And yeah, it's going to suck for him that he got hosed here. But honestly, he probably made his money back in like a day.
He made $40,000, the article said.
Yep.
I knew it was a lot of money, but I didn't know it was that much. Wow.
Yep.
You know what, man? I don't know. Look, on the one hand, yeah, it's a shitty thing to do. On the other hand...
if you're looking to make $40,000 from something that's not Purell, check out the Brainstorm Brewery Patreon at patreon.com/Brainstorm Brewery. For as little as not $40,000 a month, you can get have access to tips and insider info and Discord channel and... yeah.
Our tips...
see, I did the Patreon pitch that time. You never expect that one.
All right. What were we talking about?
We were talking about 6 o'clock TV hour. Don't get caught in foreign tower, slash and burn, return, listen to yourself churn. No? Is that not what we were talking about?
That's what we're talking about now.
Yep.
But here's the thing, though, Jason. You're singing that song, but you don't feel fine, right? You want to update people what's going on with you and why if people are watching the video, can see that I am the one drinking this podcast and not you.
So a month ago, I scheduled sinus surgery because I couldn't really breathe out of my left nostril like at all. And I got a CT scan. He's like, yeah, the whole left side of your head is just shitty with swelling. Like, I got a CT and every sinus cavity was completely occluded. And he's like, I don't know what's going on there, but it's probably cancer. So he said, I'm going to dig around in your head. I'm going to jam a scope up your nostril hole, right? And then I'm going to jam some tweezers up there, and I'm just going to yank shit out of your head until all that drains out. And I was like, that sounds real scientific. Cool. And so I went and I did it. And on Friday the 13th, I had my surgery scheduled, and I was like, that sounds inauspicious. And then over the course of the month between me scheduling the surgery and the surgery happening, the whole world caught on fire, and everyone's like, don't go to the hospital. But I went to the hospital anyway.
As you do.
Because I was like, screw it. There's nobody there but people who are sick with coronavirus, so I'll be fine. And so I didn't talk to anybody, and I just kept to myself. And I got my surgery, and I am just coughing pieces of packing material out. That's what I've been doing the last couple days. I can't sleep laying down, so I have to sleep in a chair, and my neck hurts all the time, and my back hurts from being in the chair, and I can't tell if I have a fever or not. So
patient zero.
Everything that hurts about me is exactly what the symptoms for coronavirus are. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, my wife is practicing social distancing by going to fucking Target every day.
Well, we did that a week ago. We were prepared around here. Gotta say.
I did some mild doomsday prepping last week. And then on Thursday we put my cat down.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
So Steve's dead. That's cool. Here's a MTG Finance tip. It costs like $800 to go to the vet and find out that you have to put your cat down and then put your cat down. So that's expensive. You know what's cheaper than that? Like 40 cats.
All right. While we're on the subject of this, I have to.
Cat euthanasia?
No.
Good job.
While we're
Corbin.
on the subject of cat euthanasia,
of people dying, that's all. Just
Wasali
people
pride
dying.
me.
Just the subject of people dying, of things, of life forms ending. That's all. Jason, you made a joke about your doctor joking about, or you made it like a corona joke, or your doctor joking about cancer. Do you think it's funny to joke with doctors about stuff like that? Because look, all I ever wanted when Ben was like, a year, 2 years, and he'd go in for his vaccinations, was to make a autism joke to my doctor about it.
Yeah.
And my wife told me, like, she laid down the law in advance that I was just like, my life was over if I told the doctor that I was worried about my son getting a little autism in the needle.
I joke with everybody at the doctor's office.
I'm just saying, I would love it if my doctor made an autism joke when you're giving a kid their vaccinations. That's all I'm saying. I would be like, this is my guy.
But parents are so precious about their kids. You would have to
Yeah.
know that they were cool beforehand.
That's what I'm
I think
saying.
by now, my doctor would know that she could get away with that. But like,
Yeah.
if I were a doctor, I wouldn't say shit because people are.
Well,
Karens
that's
are so
yeah.
precious about
And you
their.
wouldn't know if they're making a joke or not.
I know.
if you-
I
if you don't
wanted
know the
to.
patient.
You're probably right about that. Look, that's why I wanted to like set the stage that like, look, dude, we can joke about this stuff, right? Like, but Marianne shut that down.
She sounds like no fun.
We know
I was
people who
gonna
are
say, that's-
anti-vaxxers though, so like, I understand. DJ's absolutely right. Like, if I do that to the doctor, maybe I just put him in an awkward position because he actually has no idea if I'm being serious or not.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I don't know. You
but
can
that's
tell
what I'm saying. I look, our
because
cancer
they ask us the
jokes
same
funny? I
questions
don't
every
know.
time they go in. They're like, "Does anybody smoke at home?" I was like, "Just crack." He's like shit like that, and like I think they know. I hope they didn't write down that like Dad smokes crack.
Well, my doctors know my doctor knows me far too well now after the last year I had of getting sick. So that's a coronavirus. It exists. It's coming to a town near you. You can go get it yourself. All you have to do is go hang out in an old people home or the grocery store.
It's like it's an LGS exclusive. That's what it is.
LGS.
I think you're
An
least likely to get it in
LGS
a.
exclusive. Name of the episode: Coronavirus is an LGS exclusive.
You're not going to get it in an old folks' home because they die too fast. You're going to get it at the bar.
Well, Oklahoma's governor did post pictures of himself at the bar 2 days ago. Said it's packed here, having fun at the bar.
Wait, Oklahoma.
And today he declared a state of emergency. Yep. Welcome to Oklahoma. 2 days ago, yeah, we're at the bar living it up. It's all a Democratic hoax. Today, state of emergency.
Did you guys see the tweet that like the top tweet that replied to AOC's thing about like, hey guys, probably shouldn't go to restaurants and maybe stay home for a while, and like the top reply with 800 million likes or whatever is like, I went to Red Robin yesterday and I took my time. It was delicious.
Look, the one
Can't
thing.
tell me what to do.
The ratio on that tweet was so satisfying.
Yeah. Look, the one thing I'll say, I'll put out this as real advice here. Look, we're joking about it because look, that's what we're going to do. I am legitimately stuck at home. My wife and I both have parents above 60. We both have elderly grandparents. We have
My first grade teacher died of coronavirus.
Are you serious?
No.
We both have we obviously have a young child and elderly grandparents. So like we are taking this seriously. We canceled everything we had going on. My wife isn't, they called off her work. Obviously I'm just sitting at home with nothing to do because all of my events got canceled. So just saying, this has a real,
don't you have like 80K bulk to sort?
I do.
So you don't have nothing to do.
Oh no. Well, trust me. I have things to do at home. But as far as events that I actually make my income from though, I do not. So
I need a haircut.
I won't lie. That is a real thing that, look, I can joke about it because we're in a situation where like we have enough money in the bank. We'll be fine until the summer when events hopefully kick back up or whatever. My wife works. etc. But look, a lot of people in industries like ours, and this includes DJ as well, we're getting hit by this, right? We don't get paid. I don't get paid if there's not an event. You know,
I lose out on Detroit's paycheck, Louisville's paycheck, Palm Beach, Charlotte, and whatever the other one was.
I'm out 4 events from this at a minimum.
I think mine was 5. Yeah.
So far,
I'm out 5.
Yeah, so far.
I'll just say that I'm out 5 digits in income. So
same.
And I say this because I just want people to keep in mind that a lot of the people you follow on the internet who have kind of made it a career, like us, and I'm sure everyone at home, you have other podcasts you listen to, you have other streamers you watch, you have other YouTube content creators, you have people who make content online that you care about, and a lot of them have some form of freelance income that kind of makes it all work. And, you know, people like DJ and I are legitimately getting extremely screwed by this. And look, maybe the government will come through and write us all a check, Andrew Yang style.
A casino or a cruise line, so...
Yeah. More than like, and the thing is that, yeah, even if lots of employees who might get some kind of paid leave guarantee, there's a lot of things the government might do. None of them are going to help people like me or DJ. But to move this a step further, they're not going to help the waiter at your local favorite restaurant or bar. They're not going to help the Uber driver. They're not going to help the shipped deliverer. They're not going to help any of these people who work in this gig economy who all of a sudden have to make a decision of whether or not they want to put food on the table or let a potentially sick person into their car. So, you know, or in our case, go to an airport that I don't know if anyone saw the pictures from DFW or Chicago, but it was
O'Hare. Yeah. O'Hare was
DFW insane. Was bad too, man. It's just disastrous there, you know? So yeah, we're going to joke about it. We're going to have fun. Life will all be okay in the end.
We're going to be posting memes until the sun collides into the earth.
But this sucks. So have fun with it. But also, you know, if you are one of the people who's fortunate enough to, you know, have paid leave or be in a job that you can work remotely or any of those things, you know, just try to keep people in mind who might be a little less fortunate than you. So, all right, we're going to move on now back to Magic. There is still Magic happening. And in fact, you wouldn't know it, but it's actually kind of a crazy week in terms of announcements. So, look, everything has been canceled. I could name off all of the events, the SCG events, the Wizards events, the Magic Fests, but suffice to say, everything is canceled for the next month. At a minimum.
At least. At least. Should probably be longer. I don't think a month is long enough. But
well, that's the thing. The experts say 8 weeks. Basically, at this point, everything's been canceled for like 3 to 4 weeks, you know? But this could be with us
like
in
the end of May, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this could be with us like into the summer. So
yep.
We have the initial slate of cancellations now, and there are a lot. But there could be more. So just something to keep in mind if you're obviously planning travel or anything like that. But
can't breathe, no hockey, dead cat, can't get on Disney Plus.
Well,
wife is home all the time, right in my face.
The no sports are the worst part of it, right?
Well, no hockey. Every other sport can.
No basketball is pretty rough.
I was so prepared to be like superior to everyone because I assumed LCS would still go on in some shape or fashion, but that's canceled too.
Yeah, man.
Like, even the esports are canceled.
California's having a hard time, and LA, not a good place to be if you're trying to put 1,000 people into an arena. And, you know, Hearthstone moved an event from Indonesia to LA. Then they canceled it entirely, ran it online. Wizards canceled all their events. Like, yeah, esports are no different here. So, but there has been a lot going on in Magic. Let's go ahead and start with a quick one. Mystery boosters exist. Wouldn't blame you for forgetting since, you know, coronavirus is an LGS exclusive, but mystery boosters do in theory exist at your LGS. What is our take on these as a product? DJ, what do you think?
I think it's a good product. I think it was very well done. And I think now is a pretty solid time if you have the disposable income to pick up some of the commander staples that you've been waiting for reprints on. I think over the next couple weeks, you can see smaller drops in like Rhystic Study or Aura Shards or Thought Vessel or other
small drops, but you think they'll go up long term?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is
Magic cards.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that the curve is going to flatten. You're saying hashtag flatten the curve.
If that's what gets us trending on YouTube, then yes.
Okay. Good.
But I mean, yeah, like I think that Magic isn't dead, and I think that if you have the free capital to buy cards right now, that you should be doing so, whether it's online through some safe channel that doesn't expose you to the outside world, or if it's
like
just
Channel
sort of
Fireball.
Or if it's just some sterile environment where you're like traveling to buy collections, but you're taking all the hazmat suit precautions.
Sure.
I think both of those are fine options, and it's an unfortunate reality of capitalism that we live in, but like those with disposable income can have opportunities to make more disposable income and help provide for their families more utilizing their own capital and their own magic cards.
You know, honestly, that's something I hadn't really thought through to that extent. But depending on how things go, you're absolutely right. This could open up even more people, because there's always somebody who needs to sell their cards. Either they have a medical thing, or they lost their job, or they're, getting divorced or breaking, whatever, right? There's a million different life reasons why people need cash and they sell their collections. I certainly hope the coronavirus is not one of them, but DJ's right. This is,
well, I mean, coronavirus is one of them because of people losing their jobs and because of people, like it's a snowball. And I mean, like, it sucks, but I mean, if you're in that position where you're losing your primary source of income, I don't think you should feel bad about selling magic cards. I still think that's the correct play, because there will, for every person like that, there will be 10 others who are in that position who should be selling magic cards who aren't, and they're making poor decisions.
Yeah,
based on that. So,
yeah, absolutely.
They're a luxury item.
And mystery boosters, we think. We're just pretty happy. Look, there's a couple things to talk about along with mystery boosters. One of them being the fact that we announced Secret Lair Fetchlands. I don't know what they're actually. It's just actually Secret Lair Fetchlands or something, right? But the big thing with these is they're going to be available at your LGS. So, look, this is a crusade or so I've been on for the past year. Whenever they started Secret Lair, I've been up in arms, and I've criticized Wizards every time that they need to be brought to LGSs. And look, I have to give them props. Fetchlands, from the Vault Fetchlands, or whatever we want to call this, is coming to an LGS near you. And look, that's a great thing in theory. In practice, we have what Wizards is pricing it at, and we have the fact that MSRP doesn't exist, and that stores can sell it at whatever number they want. So what do we think is actually going to happen to a product like that?
I think we are going to achieve our goal of increased availability, but not really depressed price.
I don't even know if it's possible to depress the price on any. The only way you could depress the price of a Fetchland is to print it in standard. That's just my opinion.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what product you print it in otherwise.
Well, it depends what you mean by depress.
Like, actually make the price, say, go from whatever it is to half that.
Well, it's done that.
In what case?
Like, just because of Pioneer exists. Like, so in April, the market price of a Scalding Tarn was $102. Right now, it's like $65 and dropping.
Okay.
That's more because nobody's playing Modern.
Yeah, right, I think there's a lot that goes into that, but yeah.
I agree. I'm not saying that, like, this announcement is the downfall of Fetches. I'm just saying that, like, the people who have been rallying for reprints of Fetches, I think, underestimate the fact that, like, Fetches have already been dropping for a while.
Well, it's true. You're right. However long ago that was.
And there's also no pleasing that person who wants Scalding Tarn to be $4 or whatever. Like, that person should go play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, Magic is based on this entire ecosystem and financial system and all these other big words that these people don't want to understand. But, like, Scalding Tarn being $60 is okay. Scalding Tarn being $30 is okay. Like, Magic needs expensive cards. And Magic is not an expensive game as a whole, and I'm talking to a bunch of, like, invisible walls who are all nodding along, and the people who really need to hear this rant aren't going to hear it.
Yeah.
So,
look, you're right, but at the same time, you never know. Look, we might get new listeners in. Maybe they need to hear this. And the truth is, in my experience, even a lot of people who sort of are on top of sort of the Magic finance scene, or they sort of get it, they still, they don't like that their fetches are $60, right? So these are the people who this product I think is good for. They don't mind paying $150 or whatever to get their Fetchlands that retail for $225. They're limiting it to 10 copies per store, I believe, is the number. So it's going to get marked up at a lot of stores, and that's just a reality of it. But those
stores can make back money that they're hemorrhaging from coronavirus.
I also
People have nothing to do at home except listen to this cast. And you're forcing that.
This was after hours for sure.
Corbin, you're being Al Qaeda with your words, and it's not fair.
What?
You are holding people at verbal gunpoint because of the coronavirus to listen to your stories at this point. Normally on their drive to work, it's fine because
they could just swerve and go off the road.
Yes.
And wreck their car and not have to listen to your stories anymore.
But now
they're not in their car; they're at home.
You guys can't see me, but I'm just leaning back in my chair with my arms behind my head.
Yeah, because you're not in the
just
camera. Because you never get in front of your camera. We can't see you because you lean out of frame.
We can see your left ear as you lean back.
Oh, you sound mad, bro. Would you say you mad, bro?
Corbin, do you need me to make your mom cry again?
This.
Isn't it funny when Jason's not the drunk one?
No.
This is great.
I don't like it. I need to be drunk to be able to handle you drunk.
All right, let's move on to Breaking Bulk.
Breaking Bulk time. Breaking Bulk time. Break.
Oh, yeah, Breaking Bulk. There's so much good stuff.
It's a pick. Breaking Bulk. The end.
That tire screech sound effect that JJ added was the segue.
I have to assume that some of that was after hours.
That doesn't negate the fact that he needs to add some sort of jarring, like, vehicle crash sound. So
that was the worst. That was the worst Segway crash since the guy who founded the company rode it off a cliff.
Who wants to go first for Breaking Bulk?
I do.
Okay.
Go ahead, my man.
This card with 3 printings. Originally in Ice Age.
Whew. Is it Mystic Remora again?
No, that doesn't have 3 printings.
Hold up.
Doesn't it?
Counterpoint. No one knows what's in Ice Age.
I know what's in Ice Age. I played. That was my first set.
You know what? I believe you because you're very old. I have no idea.
What are the deets? What's the other stuff?
Yeah, like rarity, color, card type.
It's a green creature.
Yeah, that didn't help.
Fintorn Elves.
It was printed in the Finkel versus Garfield Deckmaster series.
Fintorn Elves.
Yep.
Fintorn Elves was a nice call because it also got reprinted in FTV 20.
Yes, it did.
The FTV 20 version is money.
Yeah, because it's all the elf player commander decks who need the foil versions of like Boreal Druid and Arbor Elf, and that's the only foil version of that particular one.
The Deckmaster version, like $7.
I don't know if it actually sells for that much.
I mean, maybe. But yeah, these are money.
Oh yeah.
And I just picked a collection that had Ice Age in it, and
good
found
enough reason.
111 of these.
Well, that is quite a few. Did you really count 111 of them?
Yeah.
Good for you. That's nice.
Dude, they had. I mean, it was the same collection that had like 100 Mystic Remoras. Like,
you got a great collection.
Dark Writs and all kind of good stuff. Ice Age was a good set. Necropotence. Didn't find those in bulk, but I'm just saying.
Sure.
A lot of decent commons in that set.
All right, DJ, go ahead.
I have a Plane Shift green common.
Was it only in Plane Shift?
It has other printings.
Trying to remember Plane Shift. Green common. The tutor?
What's it a tutor for?
Creature 6 CMC or more?
No, it's not Fierce Empath.
No, it gets the land, and if
Fierce Empath is from, like, Legions? I think.
I don't know. Just a card that exists.
Fierce Empath is from Scourge.
That was from Scourge. Is it
Fierce
Primal?
Empath also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 printings,
Hey!
not 3.
Hey, I'm trying to guess. Primal Growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Primal Growth.
Okay.
I was thinking either Falling Timber or Primal Growth.
Primal Growth is a 3-mana sorcery, commonly referred to as Harrow, but you sack a creature instead, so you net even more mana from it. It's great.
Okay,
It works
interesting.
for all those Savra decks and the Marin decks and all the Carador-esque things where sacking a creature really isn't even a cost in Commander, it's a benefit.
What is the name of this? What is the name of this card?
We said
Primal Growth.
Jason and I said it already. It's Primal Growth.
Okay.
You drinky.
He's typing it in the spreadsheet for you. You should be sucking his dick.
No, he said Carador, and I wanted to see if I should play this in my Carador deck.
You should.
That's what
And you should play Helm of Possession.
I don't play very many basics. That's my problem.
You're basic.
Fair.
So yeah, Primal Growth, it does bring the lands into play untapped too, so you can use the mana, so you only lose 1 mana when you're casting it. And it lets you do other stuff. It is $2.65 market price for the Commander version. The Plane Shift version is less because older border cards are gross, and you can fight me on Twitter over that.
No, you're right. You're right.
I'll fight you right now.
With his stuffed up nose and all.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I'll wrap my hands around your neck.
Just
All
choke
right.
me out like a cat.
I'll give you guys the easy one then. This is a Cons of Tarkir. It is rare or higher.
Rare or higher.
What does that mean?
It's not a common or uncommon.
Rare or higher. Go f yourself.
And it has recently spiked.
Cons of Tarkir?
Yeah.
Just Guy
It recently spiked. This isn't like I'm not trying to trick anybody. I'm just calling attention to a card people may not know about.
Altar of the Brood.
No.
That's not what this segment's for, man.
DJ does this.
Was it
No,
bulk?
it was bulk before. It was bulk like 2 weeks ago.
What is it now? What?
It was bulk 2 weeks ago, man. This is fair game. It's colorless.
You're colorless.
Ghost Fireblade?
No.
It's not Altar of the Brood.
It's a shitty land.
Nope.
Boy, you suck.
I actually think this is pretty reasonable now that you guys can't get it.
You suck so hard.
It is a Concept Tarkir colorless mythic.
Ugin's Nexus.
Correct. Ugin's Nexus, for those who don't know, if a player would begin an extra turn and said they skipped that turn, it's a 5 mana artifact. But then if Ugin's Nexus would be put into a graveyard from the battlefield, instead you exile it and take an extra turn. So the card has recently spiked after being bulk for years. I believe due to Pioneer or Modern. But the thing is, I actually play this card in several Commander decks. It's just a good card. So if you happen to have any of these laying in, your bulk pile from that time period, it was 50 cents before. It was basically a bulk mythic, and now it's $2. So, yeah. I mean, I think it actually does qualify for the rules of the game.
Sure.
I went to MTG Top 8 and I typed Ugin's Nexus in there, so we don't be like, oh, I don't know what it's from. Is it from Pioneer or blah, blah, blah? And it looks like it's from Fires of Invention deck at the MTGO Pioneer League.
Yep. That sounds accurate.
Next time my breaking bulk pick will be uncommon or lower.
Oh yeah? You're going to play by the rules for once?
What?
So listen to this deck list. 4 Grazers, 3 Courser, 1 Dryad of Elysian Grove, 3 Corvald, 3 Caryatid, 4 Tireless Tracker, 4 Fires, 4 Karn the Great Creator, 3 Ugin's Nexus, 4 Vraska Golgari Queen.
Pretty
What
sick,
a pile.
right? It's pretty
What
sick.
a pile.
Yeah.
Wait, so how do you sack the Nexus?
With your Corvold.
Oh, because, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I have this list like favorited to play on Punting Pioneer. On Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find my content every Thursday, and Jason's. But yeah, the card's neat. But the thing is, look, it is maybe a flash in the pan in this Pioneer deck, but it is a legitimate Commander card as well. Sort of similar to Stranglehold in that it stops players from doing broken things.
But it's not a Ted Nugent song, so it's better than Stranglehold in that regard.
But the Stranglehold is $10, so yeah, there's just a bit of a pedigree for an effect like Ugin's Nexus, and it is a mythic from a set with Fetchlands, I might add. So, the EV of that set, we talk about it having to go somewhere in any given set. In that set, it went to Fetchlands, and here we have a mythic that may or may not.
Fetchlands are in the toilet.
Sure, but they're also in Constant Tarkir packs. And so is Ugin's Nexus, so it's got some room to climb. It's just a good one to know about if you weren't aware of it. So, all right, moving on.
It's in 1,000 decks on EDH Rec. It's not really played that much.
Yeah, it's not huge, but it's a reasonable card. So what I mean by that is to say, not necessarily that you can expect it to climb. I mean, this is Breaking Bulk, right? The card is no longer bulk.
I'm also not seeing it in Corvald decks in EDH, which is crazy because it's played with Corvald in Pioneer, but not in EDH.
Pioneer's just breaking the format of Commander. They just don't know it yet.
I guess it's just Time Warp isn't.
That's really funny, actually. So yeah, like I said, I think the point here is that even if it doesn't, sort of pan out into a real deck in Pioneer to make that spike real, it's obviously worth pulling from your bulk, because I have to imagine Corvold players in Commander will be looking at the card now that they've seen it in Pioneer. So it has a little bit propping it up. It's a mythic. It's from a set with Fetchlands. It's got some Commander playability. It's going to be a spike that, it's not going to hold the peak that it goes to, but it's not going to go back to being 50 cents either. So the other reprint we haven't talked about yet is Chandra. We teased this last week, I think, on the podcast, but Signature Spellbook Chandra exists. We know about Chandra, Torch of Defiance, and Pass in Flames. So I think Chandra is a really good reprint here. I mean, the card is $15, which is, down from where it was at its peak in Standard, but higher than what it was, after it rotated. So I think it's actually a really nice reprint because this card is very good in both Pioneer and Modern.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
we were worried they were gonna go with the stinker one because they did the wrong decision with Jason Gideon, and that they picked their crappy versions, and they could have just.
Who's Jason Gideon? Isn't that the guy from Criminal Minds?
I don't know, man. But if you wanted to,
you're not wrong.
I don't know what criminal. Okay, do people watch Criminal Minds? Is that a boomer show?
Yeah, Criminal Minds it's a great show.
I used to watch it a ton in middle school to high school.
Okay, so every episode, right? There's a crime, and then the FBI goes and like the local cops are like, we found a body, and they're like, all right, well, based on how the body was found, we think the unsub. And then the guy's like, wait, what's an unsub? And then everyone's like, you can believe these local cops don't know what an unsub is? It means unknown subject, you idiot. And then the local cop's like, I'm sorry. And they're like, idiot. And they're like, anyway, we're just going to go arrest the wrong person twice until the show's 45 minutes in, and then we'll find the right person.
Okay.
It's a bad show. Mandy Patinkin was on it for a while, and then everyone's like, wow, this guy's a dick. And so they fired him, and then they brought in Joe Mantegna, I think. And it went for like 40 seasons.
It is still on, as a matter of fact, 2005 through 2020.
It's ending this season.
Oh, it's ending. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, man. This
it's the actual worst. I watched like 5 seasons of it, and I'm like, oh, this sucks. It took me so long to figure out I hated it.
All right, so Joe Mantegna is a real actor?
Yeah. It's not Joe Montana, it's Joe Mantegna or whatever.
I did not know that was a real person.
Okay.
I know that Joe Montana existed.
Do you know who Mandy Patinkin is?
Huh?
No, neither of us.
So I've never seen Criminal Minds. The only one of those shows that I'm in that I was ever really enjoyed was the Law and Order that had the guy from the Mighty Duck. No, it had the girl from the Mighty Ducks, right? The Mighty Ducks 2.
What girl?
The person who was in Law and Order Criminal Intent. You never watched that one?
Was Criminal Intent the one with
yes,
fucking Gomer Pyle in it?
I don't know what a Gomer Pyle
is. Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yes. And the main person, the woman who worked with him was the
Catherine Irby?
Yeah, she was the person from Mighty Ducks 2.
Oh shit, you're right. She was in Stir of Echoes and What About Bob also.
Never seen those, but I have seen the Mighty Ducks 2. You
haven't seen What About Bob?
I've seen the Mighty Ducks 2.
Yeah, everyone's seen the Mighty Ducks 2 except DJ.
Anyways, yes, Catherine Irby. That was the only Law and Order show I was ever really into, is what, because I don't know if you ever watched that, but it was 50 minutes of Vincent D'Onofrio staring at walls going, I think the killer is actually a 24-year-old with multiple personalities. And the whole thing was
like,
he was a psychologist or whatever. He'd get into the mind of the killer. And, you know, at the end of the episode, every week, they'd find out what kind of weird guy with a weird fetish or weird, you know, personal family history that led to them committing a crime. Via Vincent D'Onofrio busting out at the end. That was the only one of those shows I was ever into. I never watched, like, CSI or whatever.
So you're telling me that the only Law and Order you like was the worst one?
No, it's just the only one I ever, like, saw. I mean, I've seen a bunch of SVU, I guess, over the years.
SVU is the best one. It's so good.
I've seen a bunch of SVU, but it doesn't stand out. It's just generic crime show. But Vincent D'Onofrio...
How dare you?
How is SVU generic? It's all about, like, the weird shit.
That's what all of them are now, DJ. It's 2020.
No, SVU is the sex one.
They're all the sex one now.
Ice-T.
Well, there is Ice-T. I mean, that show's great. What are we saying? So.
Kids out here getting high on a mixture of crack cocaine and
Kool-Aid.
Fiberglass insulation. They call it cotton candy dandy.
Hey, you basically nailed it. I mean, honestly, that could be the plot to an episode.
It probably was.
It probably was.
There's a lot of SVU episodes out there, Corbin. They've done them all.
That show's still on, right?
Probably.
It
Apparently, fucking Criminal Minds is still going on, so everything's still going on.
Because I'm telling you, man, that's what boomers watch. You're like, who the fuck is watching Jag? Boomers, that's who. That's why NCIS has been on for 14 seasons, despite it never being good.
All right,
yeah, because they can relate to
boomers
typing
fucking love Mark Harmon.
Hey, man, NCIS was okay for a couple years. I watched a little bit of it.
Was it?
Law and Order SVU has received 91 award nominations. In September 19, it became the longest-running U.S. live-action series on television. As of February 27th, 2020, it's aired 474 original episodes, surpassing the original count, the count of the original Law and Order series. It has been renewed for a 22nd, 23rd, and 24th season.
That's so much Ice-T.
Do they still have the same people on it? Do they have the Jurassic?
I don't know.
Is the Jurassic Park doctor on it?
You mean BD Wong?
Yes, he's still on it. He's my favorite.
Probably.
That guy's awesome. He went from a bit part in Jurassic Park to like arch villain.
A bit part in Jurassic Park Lost World or whatever.
Yeah, but he's an arch villain now.
You know how those people make
He's pulling
jokes?
the strings.
You know how those people make jokes about how, like, back in the Oregon Trail, you would have, like, an entirely different group of people when you got there? Because it took so long?
Sure. Yeah.
That's Law and Order SVU, right? There's just it's been running so long. There's like an entirely new, like just generational shift of people on SVU.
Well, that's when you know shows like made it, right? What was the ER, right? The doctor show, the original ER, went through a bunch of. I
thought Grey's Anatomy was the big one.
I think Grey's Anatomy was after ER, though, right?
ER was Michael Crichton. As long as we're talking about Jurassic Park. Like, it's hard to beat a Michael Crichton show. That guy was killing it. ER was huge.
It ran for 16 years, started in 1994. So yeah, you're right. Created by Michael Crichton. Originally, at some point, starred George Clooney,
Anthony Edwards, Maura Tierney.
I think that was the show that kind of like
a ton of people are in ER.
I think that show kind of Juliana Margulies.
Margulies,
that's the person I've heard of. I think they kind of set the stage for like when you have a show that just has such a good premise that you can just cycle all the characters through and no one cares. I think that kind of started the trend, right? That was the first.
Well, it turns out a doctor can leave a hospital like without the whole hospital going into disarray. Like, there's nobody on that. That's the best way for like the producers of a show is like, you can't write Ross out of Friends, but you can sure as fuck get rid of George Clooney on ER because he wants too much money. Like, you're like, oh no, where will we get another actor who can play a doctor? Oh, this new place called Everywhere. Fuck you. The contract negotiations are over. Why don't you go be a gay Batman now?
Anyway, yeah, so sure. There's your anyways, that's the BSP crew does Hollywood, does TV. I don't know. Jason does this. Jason, you have a movie podcast, right?
I do.
Yep. Where could people find that?
That's on the They Said We Said YouTube channel. It's called Film Hooligans. I do it with Magic personality John Dunning. And we just had Sam Tang as our guest for an episode about Hayao Miyazaki.
Sure. There you go. Go check it out if you're into that sort of thing. All right, let's move on.
If you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah,
geez,
that's listening about movies. I don't care to...
How about if you're under lockdown, you can't leave your house and you're like out of media to consume and you can't log on to Disney Plus because nobody can, go listen to my podcast.
Look, all I have to say is if people have media they haven't consumed, we're on like episode 382 of Brainstorm Brewery. There's a lot of back Brainstorm Brewery episodes they could listen to.
You don't want to go back and like where my pick of the week was like, buy this at... I think Heliod at 75 cents is a good pickup. Like, you don't want to hear that and be sad that you didn't listen.
Nah, but really though, the one if there's anything
but you can go back and listen to old episodes and remember how the world was before coronavirus.
Yeah, that's right. We do have a lot of people who have actually gone and listened to the old episodes for various reasons. It's always interesting hearing their feedback. But I will say this, the one thing in our catalog, so to speak, that is absolutely going back and worth listening to because it's not necessarily there's nothing about it I would say that's usually super timely is the After Hours.
And the After Hours is something that you can't access normally. You have to go to patreon.com/brainstorm brewery and give us $20 a month, which is $4 or $5 an episode. And you can have access to the After Hours, the spreadsheet, playmats, tokens, this handsome drinking glass I drink Gatorade out of because I'm not allowed to drink booze. You can have access to all that, and we are losing patrons as a result of this whole coronavirus thing. I realize that it's a luxury in a time like this where you could be missing out on some income. But I just want to remind everybody that like content creators are missing out on a lot of income now too. Corbin and DJ, lost some of their shows they were going to do. I lost basically all the stand-up gigs I had because I'm such a wonderful and popular comedian that my gatherings were going to be more than 100 people. We're all losing income right now. So if you can't afford it, or Mitt Romney's universal basic income thing comes through or whatever, if not us, consider supporting some of the content producers, that you enjoy the content from, because a lot of people are missing out on a lot of income right now. And if you're not, you could help tide some people over.
Gatherings of 100 or more. Look at Jason Flex over here. We can't have gatherings of 10 or more people now in Oklahoma. That's where we're at.
Well, it would turn into a hootenanny, so.
That's a good word. An underused word, really, a hootenanny. Do you think the flamethrower party I went to counted as a hootenanny?
Yes.
Yeah, it does seem like it would kind of apply, right?
For sure. Who sponsored that? Elon Musk?
Unfortunately, nobody, which does seem like a miss in retrospect. All right, moving on. I believe the flamethrower party story is After Hours. Speaking of, let's move on to pick of the week though.
Pick of the week. Pick of the week. Pick of the week. Time for the pick of the week.
It is time for pick of the week here at Brainstorm Brewery. As you sit in your home, locked down from Corona, you could go to our sponsor, channelfireball.com, if you want to pick up any of these cards we're talking about. Who would like to kick it off?
Mine's boring.
Okay. I don't know if mine's super exciting, but go ahead.
You should pick up good cards from the mystery boosters that are now suddenly cheap.
Okay, like what?
Okay, Bouchard. Nice pick.
I mean, like what?
Right, but,
give us some examples.
Right, but like you can pick like whatever you want. It's I guess I'll pick Thought Vessel because that card is always going to sell for $11 in my TCG Player Store, and you can get them for like $5 or $6 right now. And you can get them for even cheaper from Europe if you can manage to fit into a hazmat suit and slide as many copies underneath your sleeves as possible before the European government catches you. So
you can fly to Italy for $8 right now. So like,
I don't think you can fly to Italy at all right now, can you?
Probably not.
But I mean, yeah, just
What do they care? Like, I'm not sick. I'm going to bring the average number of people infected by coronavirus down if I fly to Italy.
But up in the United States. Try to
They're
be a
not gonna let me
patriot
come
for
back.
once.
They're not going to repatriate me.
Oh, I see.
I mean,
All
they
right.
shouldn't. Canada isn't. Canada's telling people is like, hey, don't fly back to Canada, idiot.
So what DJ is saying is that with mystery boosters hitting stores, it's going to drop the prices of cards. And there are, look, if a card is only getting its second printing or maybe third printing and mystery boosters and it was expensive before, what you're saying is that mystery boosters are not going to hold the price down for super long, and it represents an opportunity.
Correct.
It's not a pick of the week, man.
You gave us Thought Vessel.
All right, you did it.
All right, I'll jump in here. I'm interested to hear what you guys think, but I'm looking at Bear Umbra from Rise of the Eldrazi. It's interesting because the Rise of the Eldrazi version is at this point, like more than $1 cheaper than the Commander 2018 version, but both versions are showing some upward movement. I mean, Bear Umbra is the 4-mana enchantment. It has totem armor. Whenever a creature attacks, you untap all lands you control. It also gets +2/+2. So we're seeing the Commander version start to climb a little bit. And so far the Rise of the Eldrazi version has not necessarily, but look, it's going to lag behind it just like we always see in these sorts of things. So this card is, I don't know if staple is necessarily the right word, but it's an enormously powerful card in Commander. So yeah, I mean, I think at the $4 to $5,
whatever staple is, it's the tier below that.
right? Yeah, it's just like very, very good.
It's a combo piece.
It's
It's
just,
more than
yeah.
a combo piece. It's a value engine.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
great, So, but yeah, at $4 on the Rise of the Eldrazi version, I think that it's going to continue to kind of climb up. I mean, we're obviously getting further and further away from Commander 2018, and kind of the theme of this episode. I guess we don't know. This is typically the time we see a lot of cards go up because of people getting their tax returns and everything else. But
Tax refunds.
Sorry.
A tax return is what you submit to the government.
Sure,
A tax refund
sure.
is the money you receive.
You
Sure.
stupid drunk idiot.
You got me. People are going to
You
get their
sloppy
tax
embarrassment.
refund, and they're going to spend it on Magic cards. But I guess with Corona, we don't know if that's the case. But I mean, assuming the
buying
world
soup.
continues and doesn't end,
Yeah.
I like Bear Umbra.
The
Jason,
worst
what do you
case scenario is that you use it for toilet paper.
I got a green
Wouldn't be
enchantment
comfortable.
also.
All right, what do you got?
Cryptolith,
That card's sweet.
It's hard to see it getting reprinted in its current form. The more they make token stuff, the better it is. It's a very solid card.
So
Unban Earthcraft, you cowards.
Cryptolith, right?
Cowards.
It's Shadows over Innistrad. It's a 2-mana enchantment that allows your creatures to tap for any color of mana. So $4 right now.
I mean, Earthcrap untap's a basic, which is obviously better with Squirrel Nest. Cryptolith, it doesn't help you make creatures, but it helps you leverage your creatures.
right.
Earthcraft
It does
better
combo
than-
infinitely, though, Jason. It was in fact a standard combo, and I'm not going to remember the cards, but it involved a 6-mana thing that made Scions or something. Like the card can combo as well.
Patrol Signaler?
No, he's talking about the Battle for Zendikar uncommon Eldrazi.
It made
it's
like
Brood
3 when it
something.
came into
It's
play
like
or
Brood
something.
It's a 6-mana 3/3 with the Devoid that makes 3 Scions when it comes in, and it looped with a Reanimator card. It was something bad, I think. I don't remember Cryptolith right being part of that combo though. It was something with Zulaport Cutthroat and infinite Scion sacking and reanimating. I don't think it involved Cryptolith right.
It did.
Okay, cool. We did it.
Unban Earthcraft.
Well, let me rephrase. The deck was a Cryptolith deck.
Sure.
It's a good card. Buy it for $5.
Yeah, I don't
Listen
super
to
remember.
Jason and buy the card. Stop listening to Corbin talk about standard decks from 4 years ago.
Yeah, man.
That's my power.
You don't even know what the deck was. You don't have any information.
This is a green-black combo deck. Played Catacomb Sifter.
Okay.
You don't.
Played
Buy
Westphale
Catacomb
Abbey.
Sifter.
Played Westphale Abbey.
Buy
Come on,
Westphale
guys.
Abbey.
Look, it is my job to know about every
Not
Magic
anymore.
standard
All of us are
form.
employed.
Well, you know what, TJ? That's a good point. That's my one power, is knowing these old standard formats. Look, and naming decks. All right, that's the end of the
Your
Corona
one power
cast.
is those two things?
Well, yeah, it's like a very diverse, sort of wide power. If it has to do with...
This cast has been Colorless Midrange, brought to you by Corbin. Because it's fucking nothing. It's devoid of content.
Anyways, everybody, that's Brainstorm Brewery. Thanks for listening.
We did it. I can't breathe through my nose, but I can still record a podcast.